Hello. Good evening, everyone. It was a very spectacular day for weather here in Connecticut, as you know. And we are up to number 29 on the Habits for Happiness. I'm going to switch over here. You can see where I'm going. Just going home. So, letting go of what cannot be changed. Wow. Does that hit home right now? That is the 29th of the 30 Habits for Happiness. Letting go of what cannot be changed. So, there's a bunch of those things happening in a lot of people's lives right now, right? Some people, like myself, aren't even allowed to run their business. And I saw that they let the lady out of jail in Texas that wanted to run her salon, or ran her salon, and then got put in jail, which is ridiculous. They did let her out. I guess there was enough public outcry. So it does make a difference. Your voice makes a difference. Hey, Marisol. Hey, Jackie. And so one of the things I'm going to say to you is, if you have an opinion about something that's going on in the public sector, you should write your representative, your senators, the governor, anybody that you think can make a difference so your voice is heard. They know that one letter is worth about 10,000 people or something. They have some crazy number, but one actual letter, whether it's email or a physical letter, reflects the opinions of many more people than yourself. So if you have an opinion about something like that, I've already written to my reps, my senator, Blumenthal, the governor, about the things that I don't like about what's going on and what I would like to see differently. And of course you get a standard response. You know, we saw what you said, or whatever the deal was. It's not like it's personal, but bottom line is, I let my voice be heard, and that's something I can do. So letting go of what you cannot change means not letting it eat you alive, basically, if you're still thinking about it and it's something you cannot do anything about. And sometimes when there is something you can do something about, that might be the something. Writing the letter, making us think about something, whatever the case may be, that's where you can make a change. Sometimes in policy, you know, there's people in this world that have single-handedly done things that, you know, the ripple effect totally changed the life on the planet in many, many ways. So look at Gandhi, look at Mother Teresa, look at Apple, look at Steve Jobs. That was one, he wasn't a solo, but, you know, I'm saying it in terms of thinking, that, you know, sometimes you can change something. So you should definitely do it. Why not? What do you got to lose, you know? And if you have time right now, maybe writing a letter is a really good idea. Send that email to whomever you feel it's appropriate to send it to. And letting go of what can't be changed can be a lot of different things. So, you know, people complain about the weather all the time. I don't know why. Good or bad, people do complain about the weather all the time. And that's one thing you probably don't hear from me at all, is I never complain about the weather. Because I know I can't change it. Like, it is what it is. I don't give too much thought to it. I wake up in the morning and I look outside, or I go outside and I see what the weather is. That's it. There's nothing to complain about. So it's going to be whatever it's going to be. And that's okay with me. You know, whatever the weather is exactly what it is. So complaining about it doesn't get me whatever the weather is. I like all the seasons that we have in Connecticut anyway. And I'm very happy about that. So that's part of letting go of what you can't change. And there's a lot of other things in life that you can't change. You can't change people's opinions about things most of the time. You're usually just going to set yourself up for an argument. And you can't change people's political views, so you're just setting yourself up for an argument. Sometimes you can't change people's ideas of what any other culture or any other person is, what their perception of them is. So you just got to let that go. And you can stand in your truth, which I think is probably more beneficial, is to stand in your truth of what you think is the right thing to do with integrity and honesty and be who you truly are. And that's a statement all in itself. There's no need for an argument. There's no need for anything else. You can just be who you are. And I think that's a beneficial way of looking at, of being, I should say. And the other thing is, and a lot of the time, things that you cannot change, how do you let them go? For some people, prayer works really well. For some people, even meditation works really well. For some people, affirmations work really well. So there's a lot of different tools out there. Maybe you need to scream it out. Maybe you need to punch a pillow. Maybe you need to work it out in exercise, like go jogging or run on the treadmill or go swimming, however you want to get the energy or the angst out of you. That's, I think, a good way of letting it all go. And there's other ways. Talking it out. Maybe you want to talk it out with somebody. Say, hey, listen, I need to rant for a bit, like let loose. And then get the garbage out, Otherwise, if it's still swirling around in your head, you're not letting it go. It's just going to ruminate. It's going to make you sick because now it's eating away at you. And if you can't change it, really, what's the point? You're just beating yourself up and you're suffering needlessly. And you certainly don't need to be doing that. That's for sure. And I think that's one of the things that people forget about is it's something you're doing to yourself. No one else is doing this to you. So, you know what? Take good care of yourself. Like, that's job number one, right? Taking good care of yourself is job number one. And that includes your mental health, your thought process, that kind of thing. And thinking about whatever you're thinking about, you want to try to spin it so that it's something in a positive light as much as you can. So yeah, there's going to be stuff you don't really care for. There always will be. The world would be pretty boring if everybody was exactly the same. If everybody looked the same, acted the same, thought the same, behaved the same. Like, really, I don't think you'd want just like robot people. I forget the name of that show, of that movie that time. Stepford Wives, The Perfect Wife, right? And they were all exactly the same. So that's pretty boring. And, that's some of the things that are nice. That's nice about life is that it's always different. It's different every day. It's different with all people. And you can certainly enjoy the variety and the diversity in life. So for me, I think that habit for happiness of letting go of what you cannot change is a really big one. And I know there's a lot of people that can't let go of stuff. They're still dragging up stuff that happened to them 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I mean, what is the purpose or the benefit of that? I just don't see the point. There's really it's just so unnecessary because you're just allowing yourself, and it's almost like you're beating yourself up all the time when you keep thinking about that thing, whatever it was that harmed you or hurt you or harmed you in the past, or the things, as the other day when I was talking about what somebody else's opinion is of you. Who cares? Like, get over it. Just don't care about what somebody else thinks about you. It's what you think about you is way more important. And you better think good about yourself, and if you don't, work on it. Do the mirror work with Louise Hay, or do some other things that are going to help you to, make your life a manageable, happy life. And that's how happiness gets developed. It's by working on it on a daily basis. It's not about you do one thing once a week and you're done. It's like every day thinking about those kinds of things on a regular basis during and throughout the day, so that you are making yourself happy inside. Happiness, they always say happiness is an inside job, right? So tomorrow morning, I'm going to post all 30 of them, the Habits for Happiness, on my homepage on Facebook. And if anybody wants it in an email, I don't know if that would be easier or not, you're more than welcome to connect with me, and I'll send you an email with it. And good news, I am going to do the Shirley Shopping Show on Saturday morning from 9:30 to 10:30. I'm going to have 4 vendors that I'm going to showcase that day. So I hope you guys watch for that. And you know what? I can't do my physical events, so I came up with the idea to do some virtual events. Obviously, not everybody's going to be on the same show, and we'll just do small clips. Everybody will get 15 minutes to kind of tell what their business is, or what their product line is, or what their modality is, and people can ask questions. It'll be on Zoom. So, you know what? That was something I could change. I didn't have to accept the fact that I could not do my physical events yet. And I don't know when, but it looks like my first date might be July 19th. I'm going to be at the VFW, and we're looking at an August date for the big one at the Hilton in Bristol. So hopefully that will all, fall into place, and we'll see what happens. So sometimes you have to, learn something new, or I didn't really want to, but I'm learning how to do Zoom a little bit better. I was just usually I was usually a participant in Zoom in the past, and now I'm learning to be the host. But you know what? It's not hard, that's for sure. And I can certainly do it. So that's something I can change. But anything I can't change, I'm pretty much I'm 64 years old. I should have figured it out by now, right? So I pretty much know how to let go of things. And I can hand it up to my higher power, my creator, and okay, God, you take care of this, because I'm done with it. And there is something called a God box, or a God jar, or whatever you want to call it. That's another little tool you can use. Anything that you really are having a hard time with, you write it down on a piece of paper, and you put it in the box or the jar. You screw the lid on, and you put it up in a high place, so like on top of the fridge, or some place where you have to actually maybe get on a step stool to go get it. And every time you think of that thing and it's still bothering you, you have to go up onto that jar, up onto that step stool, or reach up onto that cabinet, or wherever you have the God box, and you have to physically pull out the problem again. Say, never mind, God, I'm going to take care of this for a while. And then when you're frustrated enough, you say, okay, God, you can have it back again, and put it back in the jar and put it back in its place. It's kind of a thought process reminder that you really don't want to carry this around anymore. So that's another way of learning how to let go of things. So I know I've done God jars in the past, and I've had a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff. So you know what? I've let go of all those things. So clearly there was somebody taking care of business out there, and it wasn't me. So I'm grateful. But those are some of the tools that I've used, and there's, I'm sure, plenty more that I haven't thought about right now, or not thinking about at the moment. And I think it's all important stuff. But again, it's something you have to do on a daily basis, something that you want to keep thinking about, so that you're not beating yourself up, basically, or hurting yourself continually. And I think that's the most important lesson in that. So with that, I'm going to sign off in my usual manner, which the sun is always shining. It's always got your back, just like your creator does, or universal love, or whatever you believe in that's a power greater than yourself, that's taking good care of you. And I know the sun is starting to slip away from Connecticut at the moment, but it's still there, and it's even there at nighttime. So I do remember that all the time, that no matter what, it's always there for us, and keeping the earth, in its rotation, and taking good care of us in many, many ways, right? And you know what? That's kind of how Creator takes care of things in general. Is, every year, April, May, spring comes, every winter, snow comes, every summer, hot weather comes. So, I mean, these things are givens, and it's easy to forget that, these things all have cycles as well. and you can learn how to, go with the flow, so to speak. So that's one of the things that I think are important, to allow yourself to just recognize what can't be changed. It's not like you can change the weather, no matter whether you like it or you don't like it. It's not up to you. So you can let those things go. But use the God jar, use the prayer, use the meditation, use the screaming, use the punching the pillow, whatever it is you need to do. It's for that reason that you want to do it, and get rid of that garbage that's still hanging around in your head that you don't want to carry around anymore. It's like carrying a duffel bag of garbage around, and you don't have to. You can learn to let it go, and it's definitely still a process, but it's so beneficial because you'll be so much lighter after this. And anything that's like that in your life, put it in the God jar, and see if you can use that tool. Let me know how that works out. So signing off for now. We got one more tomorrow, and look for my post on my page on the 30 Habits for Happiness. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye for now.